All right, guys. Now I'm live. We're getting ready to go for this. I know I was a couple minutes early, but I'm waiting for you guys to come back on now. See, now I'm live and nobody's on here. Oh, now I got one viewer. Who's my viewer? It says love test. Oh, that's funny. Pulling everything up. Do you like Millis? Yes, I do like Millis. It's been here for 7 years, Gary. Been a trainer for 5.5, or no, 4.5 years. Um, really enjoy it. There's no problems with Millis. Millis treats me very well here. I have no complaints. I have one of the best dispatchers you can ever have. Um, he's pretty good. I got Opie. He keeps me running like a raped ape. Uh, it, Kind of fortunate because I live in downtown Indianapolis, so I can swing by the house a lot when I'm out and about. But it makes things pretty cool. Um, but have no problem with it. Company's very fair, and um, they take good care of us. I got my wife on the phone here. She's wanting to listen in and answer some questions too. So I'm gonna turn this down a little bit so she's not banging in my ear. But uh, they're straightforward. They're honest. They're not. They don't lie to you. You want to get home, they're gonna let you go home, and everything like that. So I have no problems with them. I drove a day cab for 13 and a half years before I took and came here at Millis. I drove a beer truck, and then drove for a beer distributor coming out of everything. Uh, I look at them. Hold on here a second. I'm trying to figure out where these comments are going to. Glad to see you're doing a live feeds. I know, right? You're going to be part of them, Mark, next week, every day. Let me see here. I can't figure out how to get these videos to pop up or these comments to come up here. Top chat. Where's top chat at? I don't see it. All right, we're reading then. She's. Well, my wife, she's cool with it. We do a lot of FaceTime. I've got all Apple products, so we do a lot of FaceTime. I have a granddaughter. She's 9 months old, and everything. She gets to watch her every day for about 2 to 3 hours a day, which is nice. So it keeps her busy. And then I'm home. I can swing by the house about once a week, once every 2 weeks for the night. So everything's good that way. It is hard for the women in your life being out here on the road, but you got to also think too that when you are out here on the road, you're making a damn good living. Um, a lot of it's a how you want to put it, uh, uh, a a win and a reward, and then the sacrifice um, with doing over the road truck driving, because the you make a lot of money, but the bad thing is you're in a small little box like this here. See, and you're living in it. And with me being a trainer, there's another guy up there, and then I got half my space. I don't have all my space, so it makes it a little difficult. Definitely trying to deal with it. And you got to be able to deal with somebody that's not going to take and want to be up on you like this here. Okay, I'm starting class June 11th in Cartersville. Congratulations there, John. Um, Steve's pretty good. Um, Mark, the guy I'm getting ready to pick up Wednesday or Thursday of this week, he just graduated from Cartersville. So Steve and Greg was pretty good. He goes, there's Mark right there. He just got done in Cartersville. But they done a pretty good job down there, so I'm going to be picking him up Wednesday or Thursday. Any more questions there, Jennifer? Um, Millis requires you to be at least 21 years old. You have to be able to pass a DOT physical. You also have to pass a drug test. I've had guys send me messages through YouTube, and I've deleted the comments. Hey man, do they take hair samples and stuff like that? Be like, oh, why do you want to know if they take hair samples for? Oh, well, I just got done smoking some weed like 2 weeks ago. I'm sorry, man. If you have to smoke some weed or snort some cane, this probably is not the job for you. There's guys that do that. You got to be able to pass the drug test and things. But on the other note, just got to be 21 years old, be able to drive. You don't have to have any background in driving semis. They'll teach you everything you need to know. Well, you say, wow, LOL. But they'll teach you everything you need to know. They're pretty hands-on and everything. What about education? You don't need to have any education. Just a high school education and be 21. It's pretty much all you need. No college, no nothing like that. Sorry about the background noise. I'm at a high school education is all you need, and that's about it. You can make a damn good living working here. The bad thing is just having to take and be gone when you're in training for 6 to 8 weeks. That's the bad part. But I know I say a lot. My wife yells at me about that. But be out for 6 to 8 weeks and everything. Yes, the drivers do start at 43 cents a mile there, John. That's if you take straight pay. If you take per diem, which is the tax advantage program that Millis has here, I think it starts off at 25 cents a mile plus 10 cents per diem, which the per diem is tax-free income, where you'll get that on the back side of your check after all your taxes are taken out. And then when you get out of training, then after 6 months with that per diem, you get 1 week's vacation. After training is 6 months, you get 1 week's vacation. After your year, I think it's another week's vacation. Yeah, we do coast to coast. It's very rare. If you look at my YouTube page, look at some of my videos, I did go to California back about 6-8 weeks ago. But it's a very rare run, and I've done that 3 times now. It's not very common. We only do that once a month. But getting back to the per diem stuff, you also get the bonuses with per diem. You get 6 paid holidays. So you get paid $50 for the holiday. With per diem also, you get mileage upwards. So like with 2,000 miles, I think you get an extra 2 cents per mile for all miles ran. 2,500, you get an extra cent, which will put you at 3 cents a mile. And then if you do 3,000 or over in the week, you'll get an extra 4 cents. So that will put you at 39 cents a mile if you get 3,000 miles a week on average. And then on top of that, you'll take and get fuel bonuses. Fuel bonuses go for both straight pay and per diem. And then your safety bonus, which is 1 cent per mile for every quarter, and then 1 cent per mile for the whole year. So there's a lot of money to be made here. Go ahead, Jennifer. The per diem, yes, you do make more money. You get your tax return back every week, pretty much. Not at the end of the year. So with the per diem, let's say your per diem, you may bring home like $11.50, but if you were on straight pay, you'd only bring home like $9.75 to $1,000. So you get that little extra. And a lot of times, like on my checks, and one of my students I had, that your per diem pretty much pays all your federal tax, your Social Security, and your state tax on your check. And then it'll come down to the bottom line that you're pretty much just getting the 25 cents a mile for all the miles you drove. and then on top of that, then you'll take and get your bonuses on top of that too. But that's pretty much how it works. It's instead of getting a big tax return at the end of the year, you're getting it every week going that while you're out, and it makes it nice getting your per diem too, because let's say you go home for a short week and you only work 3 days and you only get 1,100 miles, that there's an extra $110 that they're giving you that's on your check that you're guaranteed money, instead of having to pay a bunch of taxes on everything. So it makes it nice that way too, to go per diem wise. Any more questions there, Jennifer? Yeah. All right. Well, a few things that I wanted to discuss with you guys. I've had a couple people ask me why we named this channel Pebbles Bootlegger. The reason why I named the channel Pebbles Bootlegger, the wife, when she was in high school, she used to keep her hair up in a bun in the back and had a bow in the front. She said that friends that she was in school with called her Pebbles, and kind of sticked with her. She kind of likes the name Pebbles. Whenever she's out in the truck with me, that's her CB handle, is Pebbles. And this is a joint page with both of us. And I've been hauling beer the whole time that I've been driving a semi. So I've always crossed state lines with alcohol. So I just have always used the CB handle as bootlegger. So that's why the channel's Pebbles Bootlegger. What was that question that came up about IRS? No, you don't have to prove to the IRS anything with the you can keep your logs every 6 months on the Qualcomm. There's a you can get on the OmniTrax and put your driver code and your driver ID number, and then you'll take and we'll get the your logs. And per diem wise, before the taxes, you could take your days off. So like with me, I stay out about 320 days a year instead of 365. So I was home about 45 days last year that I was home for a complete 24 hours. So I took 320 days off my taxes. So my per diem that I got paid came out to like a, what was it, like a 14,500 roughly, let's say. But then the government says that because of my 320 days out, I was able to take 16,500 off. So I was able to take an extra $2,000 off of per diem. But that's what the traveling expenses was last year. Now with this new tax advantage or new tax law that came in effect this year, I don't know what is going to happen with per diem, with expenses, everything else. I don't know any of that until later on. A lot of your tax advisors don't even know what's going on, what you can take off your taxes. I keep my receipts for parking, keep my receipts for showers, will keep my logs. I also keep all my paperwork for all my deliveries. So all that. Wait, 320 days the government pays you because the days out on the road? Yes. On that per diem, before last year, since the 80s, you were able to take, depending on what state you lived in, you could, like Indiana was 62.50, I think that's what it was, per day is what they gave you as a living expense outside of the house, as a traveling expense, and you can only take 75% of that off. So to be on the road as a traveling employee, just like a traveling salesman, over-the-road truck driver, military, all of that's able to take a per diem off because you're away from home for living expenses, because you can't cook in the, they figure you can't cook, they figure you're going out to eat, everything has to be paid for. So they give you a tax advantage, which is like a per diem that they used to do. I don't know if they're going to do it again this year or not. So we'll have to find out about that when they're in. As soon as I find something out, I'll let you guys know on YouTube what a CPA will say, because I got a friend that I went to the track with. His wife is a CPA, and he'll let me know what's going on with all that. Anything else, Jennifer? Anybody else have any more questions? You guys want to see the flashlight again? Or the task light? I don't know what this... I can't get this thing out of this. Huh? Well, she is. All right. This thing, it's not that big. Huh? I think the reason they don't hire out of New Jersey is because there's no parking in New Jersey. We do take loads into New Jersey. It all depends on what part of New Jersey you're from. Can you change up per diem pay? Yeah, you can change back and forth if you want. I've had guys change before from per diem to straight pay. But I think in New Jersey, the whole problem is one, there's no parking. We really don't have a lot of loads that go out that way. So I think that they just don't hire anybody from New Jersey. It all depends on where you live at. You may have to talk to them to see exactly where you're at. Miller's runs East I-35, correct? I hear. They may possibly get Denver stuff, but first they gotta retain drivers to be able to start doing stuff like that. We're way overbooked right now with loads all over east of 35 that we're 2-3 days late delivering stuff because of shortage of drivers, and these customers are wanting us to take and run. I'm running like a raped ape even when I'm solo. They're wanting me to take and run my clock out almost every day. And they may be going to Denver. I know that they're definitely golden because of Miller. Miller Coors out there, but they're also talking that when I was out in California, a couple guys were telling me that that Millis has possibly looked at it doing more stuff out that way. Yes, there is a huge driver shortage in the industry. They're trying to say that there's 90,000 drivers short every year, and they'll need 90,000 more people every year. Do you haul? Yes, we do go to California, or not California, but Texas. We go to Texas a lot. We have a yard down there in Burlington. All right, mileage wise, with me, I average about 3,000 miles a week. I'll show you right here. That's how many miles I have drove so far this year. Is 68,000. Let me see if I can get this to hold on one second. Where is it at? But whatever it is, it's 68,773 is what it says on there, and that's how many miles I've drove so far, put on the truck so far this year. And that's only having pretty much one student, and I had another student for a week and a half, for like 8 days. But yeah, I run pretty hard. I'm hardly ever home, but I can swing by the house because I live in downtown Indianapolis. What was the rest of the question? Oh, I run recaps a lot, and I try to stay at 8.5 hours a day. At 8.5 hours a day, I can run 450, 500 miles. Truck runs 70 miles an hour, so it makes it nice that way. That, try to be efficient, but in the mountains, average speed goes down to about 58 to 60 miles an hour because of trying to get up and down the mountains. But diet-wise, I do cook in the truck. I've got a cooler right there that I bring my own food. Wife is a school cook nurse or kitchen manager, cafeteria manager, and we try to cook a lot of our own food, and I try to bring it out here in the truck with me. And I also cook my own stuff too. I got a 4-in-1 Ninja here in the truck, and I'll stop at the grocery store if I have to and get a few things to cook something quick and easy. A bad student situation. I like that one. I've actually had two. I had a gentleman that I was almost done with him in the truck for Valentine's Day. He wanted to go home, and I wasn't going to take him home because I already had something scheduled with my ex-wife, my ex. And he went to a liquor store and bought some Bacardi 151 rum and had it in my truck. And another one I had, the guy was from Texas, and he took and he had his license. He had tattoos up and down his face, had gold teeth. I think he just got freshly out of prison or something. I don't know what his whole problem was, but he didn't want to listen to me after the 7th day. We were driving through Pennsylvania. He wrecked a truck in a construction truck because he wanted to run 65 mile an hour. At the time, the truck would only do 65 mile per hour, and he wanted to lay the seat down and try to lean into the wheel, into the wall or door, and ended up almost wrecking the truck into the guardrail and yanked it back and crashed the mirror to mirror with a construction truck. And after that, he wanted out of my truck, but the whole time that we were there at the scene to get the police report done, he was being really kind of nasty with me. And then we got in the truck, and I refused to let him drive, and he wanted to get highly racial with me, and I had to take and get him out of the truck because it was going to get nasty real quick. But yeah, I've had situations in the truck that that I have to deal with, and I'm having to take and get them out of the truck. Sometimes people don't work out, and that's what I try to tell all my students with me, that there are days that you may not like being, that we may not get along, and it's not going to hurt my feelings if you want to go with somebody else. The company understands that. You know, we're sitting in this small little truck area together. It's smaller than a jail cell, and stuff is going to aggravate each other. Just the little things. It's like Zach, the student I had before my last one. He got mad at me because my nose was a little stopped up like it is right now, and he said I was breathing hard and thought I was being mad at him, or I was chewing my gum too loud, he said, because it was irritating him. But you know, little things irritate people, and sometimes it's just petty stuff. But anything else, Jennifer? Yeah, that's just a towel up there. It's going to smell like mildew when you get in here, Mark. Because I took a shower earlier, so it's all nice and soggy up there on your bed. That's what I'm doing for you, buddy. Yeah. But don't worry, Mark. I got an air freshener so it doesn't smell like soggy nuts in here. Oh, I love the Kenworths. Kenworths are fun. Nothing like a K-Whopper. What time you generally begin and stop? It doesn't matter to me, man. I run 24/7. A lot of guys try to start about 4 o'clock in the morning so they can get parking by 5, 6. But I try to start a little earlier so I can start to get parking. But here lately, I've been starting a little later and having to pay for parking. Just join and watch the video. I know Millis is switching over to automatics. No, we don't have any stick shifts. They're all gone. It's all automatics now there, bud. What was the other? No, I don't haul beer hardly at all. I got scrap paper in the back. I haul beer, but not a lot of beer. I may haul about maybe 3 loads a month of beer, but like right now, I got scrap construction paper in the back of the trailer right now. That's going way upstate New York, crazy. But train with 10 speeds in school and then range only. Yeah, that's about right there, Ryan. So speaking about Ryan, the guy that just made the comment there, he's starting a YouTube page, and he's going to start doing the students part of YouTube. So if you guys want to take and check his page out, I'm on keep promoting his page through mine, and he's going to promote my page on his. But I'm going to try to help him out. But he'll give you guys like the new student kind of aspect of it, even though I've got 20 years driving experience, and the training aspect of it. So just craziest thing I've hauled so far. Sheets of glass that were on A-frames, 2 of them that were 25,000 pounds sitting in the middle of the trailer. That or 10-pound rolls of paper that were laying on their sides, rolling around in the trailer. It was kind of crazy. If you go through Millis to the school, there is going to be a restriction. There's going to be an AE on your license, auto only. But there is a way around that. You can come to the school, and let's say after 12 months, 14 months after you get out of class or out of your contract, you can actually, the only thing you have to do is just know somebody that owns a truck, or you can go to any driving school and see if they'll let you take and pay for just a driving exam with a 10-speed to get the AE off your license. You can do that any time after you get your CDL, but it's just going to cost you probably about, I think, $50, and you can do that at any DMV. Just ask them about it, so you can get the restriction off your license. But the thing is too, the way the auto manufacturers are going, you're not finding very many stick shifts. I think 2020 Corvette said that they're going to stop making stick shifts. So it's the way of the future is automatics. The independent testing is, they do it up there in Wisconsin. It's just easy for us to get there, for one. Two, it's a guy that runs one of our schools. And versus doing state testing, some of your state testers, they're not even DOT certified. I took a student one time out to North Carolina, and the examiner didn't even have a CDL, didn't know anything about a truck, and was trying to send him down a residential road to do a CDL test. So, you got to watch the state testers. And plus, some of them don't know components of the truck, and they'll be like, well, you didn't say this right. And they're trying to read it off of a piece of paper, and while you're going down the list, and if you miss something, they're marking you off, and then it's more of a headache than what it actually is. The only state that I know of that we have problems with doing the third-party testing is Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania has an issue for some odd reason about Wisconsin doing third-party testing. They don't want to take and accept it sometimes in the system, and it's a headache for Jamie or Eric to get that back in the system. So they have to call somebody big at the DMV to get it fixed. But it still works out that you guys will get your license and everything, so it's not a big deal. Yeah, different states make different backing tests. And plus, some states like whatchamacallit, Kentucky, you do it at the state scale house. So the state scale house, you'll be down there with the actual state trooper in your truck. So, but it's free. Yes, Georgia will accept Wisconsin. The cameras in the cab, if you look right here, mine is going off right now, so it's on red. So see, I really don't care. It goes to California, and I'm not doing anything. I'm just sitting in the truck making a video, so they're not going to say anything about that. The only time that camera goes off that you got to be really worried about is if you're holding your cell phone. That's pretty much the only time. I've been up people's asses where I'm 10 inches away, the camera's going off, beep, 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 The only thing I get on the Qualcomm is, please increase your following distance. That's pretty much all it is. So can I request a test in Wisconsin? Yes, you can. You can request a test in Wisconsin, and that's the easiest way we can get it done. Yes, I can get home for all the major holidays. Only thing I have to do is just put a week. Only thing you have to do is just put in home time request, which is 56 on the Qualcomm. Let dispatch know at least 7 days in advance you want to go home, and they'll get you home. Yeah. So, like, let's say you want to go home July 4th. You want to try to take and say you want to be home by noon on the 3rd. So you're home by the 4th, because the company can't control shippers, receivers. They can't control traffic. They can't control the weather, so you got to think about that. Sometimes it's a lot easier just go home a day early instead of trying to get home the day of. uh, Driver men crazy. The cameras. Well, the can't they don't. You can cover it up. I put my hat over the camera all the time. So I'm applying at Millis and Prime to see which one takes me. Where do you live at there? Applying at Millis and Prime. If you're in the Chicago area, they'll hire you here. Millis has about 850 right this moment, truck wise, and about 4,000 trailers. The backing in Wisconsin, you do a straight line back, you do the offset back for I think the driver side offset back, and then you do the 90-degree alley dock. That's all you do for Wisconsin tests. Yeah, if you live in the Chicago area, you can go to Richfield. Millis will. You can go regional, or you can go OTR if you live in the Chicago area. That's pretty cool. I work for U.S. Express. I think I want to go smaller company like Millis. Yeah, Millis is a good company to work for. Like I said, I've been here for 7 years. I worked for a beer distributor for 13 and a half years before I came working here. I have no complaints. I go in the office. Everybody knows who I am. They know me by name. It's not by number. U.S. Express, I know, kind of has a lot of trucks, just like JB Hunt. You guys have like little name tags and driver ID, and your dispatcher don't even know you. They'll call me up on the phone. I'll call the office. They know me by name. Everybody knows me pretty well, and it's pretty good there. Is there any restrictions on using the turnpike? Some turnpikes, yes. Let's say if you're going to Albany, New York from the West Coast, they want you to take 86 to 81 and go north. There are a few of them, but they're getting a little lax on them. If you're going all the way out to Boston, they want you to kind of get off the toll road a little bit, take 86 over to 87 and go in that way to go into Boston. But they're not going to really complain. It all depends on what it says on the route suggestion. Sometimes it tells you to take the tolls. Sometimes it tells you to take 30. How are tolls paid? We got I don't know if you'll see this. I'm trying to turn my phone around here. That right there, that's called a Elite Pass right there, that big bar. But it pays for all the tolls but Kansas. It won't pay for the tolls in Kansas on 335. I don't know why, and there's a toll that's in South Carolina that it won't pay either. But it's only on a small little road, and I don't know why there's a toll over by Piedmont, South Carolina, for some odd reason. It won't pay for that one either. But everything else it'll pay for. It'll also do the tolls, or not the tolls, but the pre-passes for the scale houses, but for North Carolina. It won't do North Carolina. No, scale houses. Yeah, they'll reimburse, but we don't have to take and pay for them. It pays for all of them. Favorite state to drive through? Indiana. If I go through Indianapolis, I can go home. That's pretty much. But no, I kind of like going through parts of Pennsylvania. Definitely down 99, down through the gorge in the mountains. Definitely during the spring, summer, and fall. The wintertime, no. I don't like the mountains at all. I do enjoy going through the mountains in the sunrise and sunset. It's very beautiful, being able to watch out the window and everything. Well, that's cool. That's cool. You got a green light. A lot of times I don't get lights at all for the North Carolina scales. It just must be the school trucks. So I don't get them. They don't like me. They want me to come in and say hello to them. Nope. No, I parked my vehicle in Trenton, Ohio, and I live in Indianapolis. And so I'm driving 120 miles home. There's not really a terminal distance. If we have freight in that area and you're in the hiring area, you take the truck home. You're pretty much like an owner operator. They've had guys take the trucks home for 4 or 5 weeks before they go get them, like go off on the home time and maybe be on a medical leave, and then eventually they'll just say, hey, we need to get that truck, and then we'll just give you a truck back when you come back. But they try to let you guys keep them as long as you possibly can until they need the truck. So that's not a problem. As long as you have a safe place to put the truck. They don't want the sticker on the doors where you got tow things like parking at Walmart, things like that. So you want to make sure you have a safe place to park it. Any other questions? There's a little light there. It's not very big, so you look at it. Oh man, I just dropped it. I'm gonna break this one here, I'm telling you. And then I'm gonna give you guys the broken one, and I'm gonna keep the good one. No, I'm just playing with you. I just keep on dropping this thing, but it's a little small thing. It's not very big, and you know, I've got the headlamp or the strap off of it, but there's the clip. The clip will come off. I don't want to shine this thing in your guys' eyes, so I don't want to shine it in my eyes either. But it's a pretty bright little light. Do drivers that already have CDLs after 15,000 miles, what's next? If you're a student and you got 15,000 miles, that's the start of the end. You have to at least get your 15,000 miles in that you have to do solo in the truck. It's not combined for you and your trainer. You have to put 15,000 miles on the truck. After the 15,000 miles is done, then you can go to a finisher, which is like myself, or to Greg or Steve or whoever the instructor is at any of the schools to get tested out. As soon as you get tested out, then you can take they'll assign you a truck, and then you're solo at that point. You also have to have your CDL. You can have your paper copy from your state, or you can have your plastic copy, but you have to make sure you have your CDL. They won't give you a that's not even passing the test like in Wisconsin or with your state. You have to make sure you have your CDL ready for order, like the paper one they give you at the DMV, until your plastic one comes in, and you can still drive solo that way. But you have to be able to get to your state to get your CDL, and then they'll give you a truck solo at that point if you feel comfortable and your trainer thinks you're ready to go. Some guys I've had that they don't want to take and get out of the truck, and they don't feel comfortable until after they've got like 18,000 miles in. They want to run an extra week because they think that that they waited too long to get their CDL. Like a student I had earlier, he wanted to wait an extra couple of days because I think trying to get his CDL made him nervous, and then I just let him do what he needed to do in a parking lot, and I wasn't even watching him, and it gave him confidence enough to think he can do it by himself, and he's succeeding now. But it just, sometimes it's the part of getting out of the truck is what the problem is, and being by yourself. You're in training, the yard work is done on manuals while you're inside the school property. They do it all on manual transmissions. Eventually that's all going to go to automatics, but anything outside the yard that is out on the road is plated to go out on the road is automatic. They don't let you guys take stick shifts out anymore. And pretty much everything that we have out on the road, I think there's only 2 trucks left that are stick shift, and that's it. Everything else is automatic, and those 2 stick shifts are going to be gone very quickly. Anything else? But does Millis haul hazmat? Nope, Millis does not haul hazmat. We don't haul anything. We have to have food grade product trailers because we haul empty beer bottles, food grade plastics for like Dole, the bags that Dole salad stuff comes in, the bags. We also haul a lot of glass bottles for Smuckers and for um, Del Grosso uh, tomatoes, so that they make sauce and stuff out of them down there in Pennsylvania. Then we also haul a lot of Fabri-Kal stuff that's plastic cups, plastic things like that. Do you recommend a water filter you use? The water filter I use, like a what's the one that we got at the house? Yeah, like a Brita. You can get a Brita water filter. That's cool. You start in September with Ohio school. Since you're going to Ohio, you can shine the rims up on my little Jeep out there. So I'm just playing with you there, but uh, uh, you can get your CDL through Millis. We have 5 schools all over the country. We got one that's in Ohio, Trenton, Ohio. We got one in Eden, Ohio, or Eden, North Carolina. We got one in Richfield, Wisconsin, one in Burleson, Texas, and one in Cartersville, Georgia. I think that they're also talking about putting one in Weedsport during the summertime, New York, and go from there. But you can have a year's experience with the company. We've also hired students to have them go out with trainers that have went through like TMI or Roadmaster, just to go drive to get their 15,000 miles, and they've done that and with guys. No, I have a few problems with shippers loading trailers wrong. And the only thing you do is just get a scale ticket, take it back to them, and say, "Hey, you screwed up here, buddy," and they'll reload it. So we don't have too much problem with that. The biggest culprit of that is Budweiser. Budweiser is a joke. Them people will take, and you can be 600 pounds short or light. You can be what, 79,400 pounds. They'll send you right around to the back, and they'll put 40 cases on the back of the damn trailer. So you're right at 80,000 pounds, close to 80,000 pounds within 200 pounds before they let you off the property. It's stupid. It's crazy. But the roads, the loads just ride like Cadillacs going down the road. It's pretty awesome. They're like the best riding loads, and Budweiser loads are, but they're a pain in the butt. So yeah, when you'll test twice, kind of. So you'll test once to get in a what you want to call it. You'll test once to get your CDL. And then you'll test again. You just do a quick little backing test. Make sure you know what you're doing. The Millis way to drive the truck. To make sure you're watching your mirrors. Make sure you're not pulling out in front of people and not putting the seat down to the floor. Just make sure that you're doing everything in a safe manner. Make sure you get out and look, doing the goal when you back in between trailers or a dock. They're just making sure that you know the basic street stuff, and that you're going to be able to drive the truck safely without having problems. It's pretty much what the exiting test is to get in your own truck. You can request a trainer. You can ask, Mark request me, Ryan request me. They're both on this right now, watching this video. And unfortunately, I could only take one of them. And Mark came out first. He's going to be a week earlier than Ryan is. And the bad thing is, and it's a unfortunate situation in a thing like that to request me as a trainer. But it's like Greg told me, it was a first come, first serve, and I was available to take a student, so they gave me Mark instead of Rick. When am I going to be available? I don't know. I I can I don't know, man. So that's a big toss up. Yes, the there, Gary Nelson. The trucks do have direct TV provided from the company that we got Showtime with it, and the NFL channel, the NFL network for the NFL games during the fall that you can watch the NFL Sunday Ticket. We have Sirius satellite radio in the trucks. They don't have Howard Stern or NASCAR on it, which is kind of crap because I like listening. I like watching NASCAR. Um, there is. Um, did you stop and pick up your door? Yes, I did, Michael. Thank you for leaving my door in Erie. Thank you, sir, with your yellow truck. Um, but we do have inverters. They're like I think it's 18 or 2,000 watt inverter that's in the truck. And I don't know what the rest of the question was. I don't know. When you get to class, mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. It's 18. Okay, it's an 18 watt inverter. Thank you, Michael. But oh yeah, yeah, we got a refrigerator freezer in the truck, which is pretty cool. Um, that company provides too, and we got cabinetry in here. You got to provide your own refrigerator. Does Kenworth have it? Yes, they do have a built-in refrigerator. But I also got my own cooler too. The stuff likes to freeze in the refrigerator. I don't know why. So like milk, it gets a little icy. So, and if you pack too much stuff in it, it starts freezing on the bottom, or anything that's up on top of below the freezer part. The freezer's on top, but it likes to freeze. But I always like to leave the freezer open or the refrigerator open for the students. Do you get to bobtail home? Yes, you get to bobtail home. Hmm. My hotel is doing the same thing. Can't figure it out. Yep. Yeah, it's. I think it's just where there's too much stuff is in there, and it's just overcharging it. Um, my cooler is a plug-in cooler. It's one of those Coleman coolers. What it does is I try to keep the truck at 70 degrees in the truck, and it'll go 30 degrees of whatever the ambient temperature is. It's one of the Colemans that plugs in the cigarette lighter. So it keeps everything right around about 38 degrees, 36. So like lettuce, um, things like that are good to keep in there, leftover foods. Cost of the cooler. You can find them on sale at the truck stops for like $99 with a $20 rebate. Normal price of them are like at $125 through like Love's and Pilot and all that. It's a Coleman. But I'm thinking about getting a freezer that plugs into the cigarette lighter, and it's going to cost me about $500. Just because I got a bunch of meat and stuff. I got 30 cubic foot of freezer space at the house with two freezers, and we get cows and stuff like that. No, it's not company policy to sleep on the top bunk when the truck is moving. Um, I recommend that you guys don't, but I have students that want to take and sleep up there. So if they're under the weight of about 150 pounds, I don't really mind if they want to take and stay up there. But I've had guys go up there, lay up there, and come back down. Oh man, my kidneys are killing me because it's bouncing around because it's crazy. But I try not to team drive too much, and if I do team drive, they're driving in the morning, and I'm trying to drive in the afternoon, and then they're just up, and then we'll park the truck for 6 to 8 hours so they can get at least a good sleep. Truck stops that we fuel at, mainly Loves, Pilots, and Flying J's. We do not fuel at TAs and Petros. Um, we also do a lot of quick trips for some odd reason in Wisconsin or Wisconsin. Yes, I had a student that stinks that doesn't want to take a shower. Yeah, that was the guy that was alcoholic. Yeah, that I found. Yeah, yeah, that guy that I found the Bacardi 151 rum in the truck. He didn't take a shower for like a week and a half, and then when I would take a shower, we would go in for team showers. Where what a team shower is you go in and the showers are private. You get a shower, he'll get a shower, and it's just one ticket. Um, but it'll give you two codes. And the guy, um, uh, he he would run in there real quick, take a shower, and be waiting at my door, waiting for me to get out like a lost puppy. It was hilarious. And I'm like, dude, did you even wash your hair? Did you even set up or anything? Oh yeah. I'm like, dude, I think he was afraid I was gonna leave him. Yeah, but yeah, I found one Bacardi 151 rum in the truck. They were just the little small bottles, like the little airplane bottles. There was two of them in my truck uh, that he took and got. And I thought something was a little fishy too, because he was talking about the day when I came back on Sunday was well, about 3 years ago, 4 years ago is when I had him in the truck, and it was Valentine's Day fell on a Sunday, and I was home, and he was complaining on the Saturday night on why the liquor store didn't sell cold 20-ounce bottles at the liquor store, and I never thought anything about it. And then two to two came together and found the alcohol in the truck. You're halfway through your 15,000 miles. Congratulations. You're down on a downhill slope now. It's almost time for you to get a truck. It's all that. So, congratulations. Hope training's going well for you. I don't know who your trainer is. Don't know a lot of them, and a lot of them don't like me. I don't know why, but they do. Let me turn on some. There you go. Does that help you guys any? Looky, Mark, you see there is a few things up there. I think I got a pillow up there for you. Mark, I'm also thinking about getting a, you like dinosaurs? Because I'm thinking about putting a dinosaur quilt thing up there. So, with a little teddy bear for you. Hmm? Hmm? There's a certain state I hate driving in. Just Pennsylvania in the wintertime, West Virginia. Oh, Atlanta. Atlanta sucks. Some flashing lights in the little snuggle. No, Kentucky's not that bad. Atlanta sucks. There is no great time in Atlanta. Nashville, it sucks too. 1.5 weeks. So you need a little snuggie there, Mark? Thinking about a dinosaur up there at the top for you. Do you need me to put little stickers up there? Like glow in the dark, like you need stars or anything? Yeah, Michael, 2 a.m. is about the only time you can go to Atlanta. But you got to watch going to Atlanta at 2 a.m. because you'll have a lead foot, and there's police all over the place in Atlanta. Chicago rush hour sucks too. But that's not that bad. I'm thinking about doing that, guys. I really am. I'm thinking about putting a dino quilt set up there, little kid set, with some stars up there on the wall, with ceiling, make it look like the Orion belt up there at the top. That would be awesome, wouldn't it? So, yeah, I think that'd be badass. Wait till I'm out. Why do you want out there, Mark? Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to wait till you're out of the truck before I can do that. Because I ain't by Walmart yet. Oh boy, what do you want to tour the interior for? It's just like Kenworth. It's like a Freightliner. Let me see here. Let's see here. Let's see here. Let's see here. Where we got here? There's my GPSs and everything. There's a television. I don't have it turned on, but there's a TV. I can turn it on real quick. There's that. I got stuff laying around all over the place because I throw stuff around everywhere in this truck because it's low, but I got to turn on R2D2. There's my cooler down there. Here's the refrigerator, freezer. There's that. There's a cabinetry that got everything all in. Back here there's the S-bar heater. There's a heater controls for the front and back, door locks, all that. There's an alarm here. That's for the inverter there. And in the bunk. And then I got my microwave air. That's about it. And then you got a few little cabinetry things here and there. Little storage stuff up there. And then the top bunk. That's about it. That's the tiny house. You know what I mean? So it's a tiny house here. So yeah, it's reversed from the other trucks. That truck is cool, thanks. Anytime there, Gary. Yeah, they got a lot of stuff on it. And this truck, I don't know if you drive trucks. I think you said you work for US Express, but the truck has a ISX Cummins 15 in it, which is very, very powerful engine. I had no problems pulling anything. I'm sorry you drive a Cascadia. You need a Kenworth. So you can come on over here to drive a Kenworth. You'll never go back. Yeah, I know you got a Detroit and a Cascadia. There, you got probably about a DD13 in that. Yep. So you miss your C15, huh? Your Cat or your Cummins. They don't make them Cats anymore. That's what the Pack Car motor was in some of our other ones. I wonder who Unbark Warehouse is. Hello. How are you? But, yeah. I envy you for that 379P, but when you drove that 379P, see, I've been driving for 20 years. Did you sit to the floor on that thing so you couldn't see 12 feet in front of you? Because I think everybody I see that drives a 379P or a W900 has the 8-hanger that's way up here. It's trying to shift gears way up here. And then they're sitting all the way on the floor and they can't see 12 feet in front of them. That's the only thing that drives me nuts about the guys that drive 379Ps and W900s. It's kind of funny. How long have I been with Millis? I've been with Millis for 7 years. Actually, May 25th was my 7th year. This sounds like rocket science to me. LOL. Yeah, it sure is. Yeah, I'm a truck driver there, buddy. My dream truck, this one I'm driving, I actually enjoy this truck. It's a pretty nice truck. Damn. Only thing I need is a mosquito thing in this truck because mosquitoes are bad out here today. I just got bit by a mosquito. I may get my West Nile. Oh, you would raise the seat up when you were in reverse. Well, yeah, you had to, or you'd fall out the seat. A lot of the guys, too, that had them W900s and 379 Pete's, too, would also stand on the outside step while they were backing up because they couldn't see out the mirrors. I always watched that, too. I thought that was kind of funny. Let me turn the volume down on this thing. Yeah. You can see what I always watch. Food Channel. Yep. I'm a fat truck driver. I'm on my 30 now. Yep. Yep. Yeah, I'm in my 40s. So I'm always riding normal now. I'm always up in the seat because if I don't, my knees are killing me. And they're popping and cracking all the time. Yeah, that's the only way I can back up too. I have to open up my door. Even though I can look out the window, I have to open up the door. If I don't, I can't do it. And they get a little mad at me about doing that. They say, well, you can't be training your students that way. I'm like, well, no, I learned how to drive that way. And they also got mad at me too when I was driving a stick shift because I never used a clutch. I always power shift. And they're like, well, you can't teach your students that. I'm like, well, I just teach them how to drive the truck right. But now since I got an automatic, there's no power shifting or any of that. So, but we're at like an hour and 1 minute, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this thing short, and we'll do another one of these next week, and we'll send you a message and let you know when we're gonna put one up and all that. So I appreciate all the support. Make sure you guys watch the video about the giveaway, and if you guys want to take and get with the giveaway, then take and do make sure you put headlamp in the response, because I had a couple people put headlight on there. So headlamp is what the keyword's going to be on that, because I'm going to do a search on the actual word for the giveaway. So you guys have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and see you next week. Thanks for the support. Bye. Are you sure you want to stop?